All right, guys, so you want to pull your dash in your Lexus LS400. Prepare yourself for quite the job.
You get comfortable seats though for the whole time that you're doing it.
That's right.
So you're set.
All right, so you can see we already pulled the dash, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do that. And then probably the next video we're going to do the wire harness and a heater core. So we're going to put that new dash in and follow this video and keep watching to see how we did it. And if you need any assistance, let us know in the comments, and we'll try our best to answer some questions. All right, guys, I'm starting a dash replacement on my Lexus LS400, and I'll show you why real quick. Pretty cracked dash, and I also need to replace the heater core, and the wire harness. So I will be taking this apart and being one of the first to document it via video. So I'm taking you for the ride. So the first thing that I'm doing is taking out both front seats. I already did the back seats when I did the suspension. I just left them out. You don't have to do the back seats, I don't think, for the dash, but just to make it more room, I'm removing both the front seats. All right, and there's 2 bolts in the front. I think there's 2 in the back, and they're 14 mil. So they should be pretty easy to take out. All right, and to keep track of all the bolts I'm going to be using, I'm just going to be taking Expo marker, driver's seat, passenger seat, rear seat, just so I can keep track of all the bolts as I go. These are like 90 cents at like Harbor Freight, and they're more than worth the investment. All right, once you get that seat lifted up, there's going to be 1 wire harness on both sides. All right, the seats are out, and I just pulled this passenger kicker panel, I guess you'd call it. And you see all the coolant leaking from my heater core here, all up through here. So that's definitely something we're gonna look into. So now that we got the seats out, it's time to get the center console, the steering wheel, and it's probably time to start pulling these little, what do you call it, trim pieces over the doors. All right, pulled off the clamshell. It goes to the steering column here. So it's 3 little Phillips heads like this. I only have 2 of them. 1 goes right there, and there's 2 underneath. All right, next you're going to remove your steering wheel. Since mine is, an aftermarket one, all I had to do was take out 6 bolts, or however you want to do it. If you have a quick release, you're already done. If you have the stock one, you have to take out the airbag, undo a plug down there, and then, take off the wheel. All right, so now I think it's time to pull this whole center part and then start working on the center console to get this out. What I've got here is a trim tool to get this plastic trim out. And then it should be a couple bolts on this, a couple bolts for that, and there might be a couple hidden bolts for that. I'm not sure if it pulls out or not. Okay, it seems in my case that the whole thing just kind of came out. So from here, I guess there's our screws on. Just unplug everything and yank it out. All right, and just like that, we've got the climate controls radio out, and we also have the little ashtray. And that's what it looks like in there. Bunch of mess of wires. So now we have to pull this, which it looks like might just be clips. So we will go do that. Next, you're gonna pull out this little false floor in the center console here, and you can see some 2 Phillips heads down there. We're gonna go ahead and take those out, and then I think we have to take the shift knob off next. All right, I almost forgot, you need to take out this little panel here first. It's got the plugs on it and stuff that you need to unplug, and there's probably a couple screws. All right, so we can see. Gotta unplug that, and I think that's it. There might be a couple more things. I'll point them out as I go. All right, just found out this trim piece comes out. So you just need to pull from the front right here, and then it looks like we got screws here. All right, and there's 2 more up here. 1, 2, that connects to this long. I got my friend Max here. So it looks like this little trim piece, I lost it. There it is. Pops out over this little grill here. 2 more screws, and I think after that it's gonna lead to some more victories. More screws, yes. All right, so pulled out with those screws. We got a couple more screws for pulling that vent, it looks like. And then there's a bracket that pulls the rest of that down. All right, so now the center console's out. It's time to move forward, and I think it's time to pull the cluster, maybe
Glove box?
the glove box and schmutz.
Holy shit.
All right, so Max pulled the cover of that glove box there, and then we pulled that middle panel here, like this one here. It was just one bolt
I
in
suppose
there.
it's the heater core and get the CD.
Not quite the heater core. The whole dash has to come up.
Yeah, we're close.
Pipes for it.
We're getting closer.
And then I'm working on this the cluster right now. So this piece is out. Now we just need to get the you know, the rest of the cluster apart and unplug all. All right, so here's the dash. I pulled that trim piece off. So there's a couple screws here, a couple screws on the bottom as well, one next here. All right, Max, so now that I got those 4 bolts off, I slid it over, and now it's just time to unclip these. And Max pulled that computer over here.
Get the glove box out and
then,
good to go.
Yeah, we're gonna call this tonight. All right, and here's the dash too that we're putting in it. No cracks on it, so glad to be dropping that. All right, now what I'm doing is I'm pulling off this lower trim piece here, and there's just a few 10 mil bolts here. There is 2 10 millimeter bolts hiding behind the brake handle. I got that one there, but then you can get that one there. All right, so we've pretty much popped everything off the dash, unplugged a few things over here, got all the bolts around. There's 2 right here, a few on the bottom there, a couple on top, and a few on the bottom here too. And right now we are pulling these side trims up here so we can get room to, you know, pull the dash out. So Max is pulling off these door handles, right? Or these handles for the trim here, so that trim can be pulled off like this. And then you'll have to also pull off this the seat belt thing here. And then once you got everything unplugged, you should just be able to yank it off. We might have to take this turn stocks off, maybe not, we'll find out. All right, the dash finally started moving. So there's like clips in the back, and some things you gotta remember to do is there is a small sensor right here that blended in way too easy, and we were just yanking on that and it wouldn't move. So we pulled that out, and now she's starting to cook. And there's also this little unit up here right behind where the climate controls would be that you need to take some screws off so this whole wire harness can kind of pull out. All right, so the dash is out. You can tell this one's a lighter color than that one because the interiors were swapped. This one's got cracks on it and stuff. But yeah, she came out decently easy. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it again, but if I had to, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what she looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and go take a look and try to find that heater core in here. So this is what we're left with here. Fucking weird. So I think we have to pull out this plastic shit and get looking. All right, guys, that was part 1 on pulling the dash. So that shows you how to pull it, and then I think you just follow the steps backwards if you want to put it back in, if you're just swapping dashes. We're going a little more in depth, so we're gonna be, you know, putting in a wire harness and stuff. We're gonna make a part 2 for that, and stick around for doing a heater core and wire harness. So if you liked and enjoyed the video and it helped you, just leave a like, and, you know, see you guys later.